the bridge gas model connecting upstream gas supply directly to the consumer. Today, with final investment decision on Commonwealth LNG, that vision moves from a plan to a project. FID is the commitment. The moment the company stops being judged by what it says it will do, and starts being judged by what it does. Cameron's platform is being built around approximately 1.4 BCF a day of low-cost US gas supply, with Commonwealth anchoring the downstream end of that strategy. The project places Cameron Parish, southwest Louisiana, at the center of one of the most important energy stories in the world. No project like this happens because one person had a good idea. The project happened because a lot of people did a lot of hard work. Landowners, engineers, consultants, community leaders, members of Congress and their staff, federal, state, parish, local officials, agency staff, regulators, people who answered calls, wrote letters, reviewed documents, made introductions, solved problems, and kept this project moving. I'm not going to try and name everyone. We have other things planned today. You've already heard enough, and I know my limits. But seriously, to everyone here today, thank you. You know who you are. More importantly, we all know who you are. Your work is the foundation of this project. It's a testament to American innovation, grit, and entrepreneurship. To the people of Cameron Parish in southwest Louisiana, thank you for welcoming us out here. As you can probably tell, I'm not a native. Commonwealth is being built in a real community. That comes with responsibility. We have an obligation to be safe, transparent, reliable, environmentally responsible, and accountable to the community that hosts us here with this project. That obligation does not end with FID, it begins. We are proud this project will support permanent, high-quality jobs once operations begin, along with thousands of construction jobs, and will deliver significant long-term economic benefits for this region. We're also proud to be building in Louisiana, a state that understands energy, industry, ports, pipelines, water, weather, and work. A state, quite frankly, knows how to get stuff done. Governor Landry, your support for Commonwealth has been real, direct, and important. You understood this project for what it is, not just a private investment, but a vote of confidence in Louisiana's workforce, their industrial base, energy leadership, and ability to build projects that matter far beyond this state. You have made it clear that Louisiana intends not merely to participate in America's LNG future, but to lead it. Governor, we're grateful for your leadership. We hope Commonwealth is remembered as one of the projects that helped define Louisiana's next chapter in LNG. Secretary Wright, I also want to give particular thanks to you and the Department of Energy. For Commonwealth, DOE's export authorization was not a formality. It was a federal signal customers, investors, and builders needed to know that this project could serve global markets where the United States intended to compete. Under your leadership, Commonwealth moved out of uncertainty and back onto the path to FID. The DOE's final authorization restored momentum, restored confidence, and confirmed that Commonwealth and American LNG is central to our economy, our workers, and our allies' energy security. I also want to thank our capital partners who are here today, our customers, our offtake partners, and Technip Energy, our EPC partner. Capital matters, customers matter, execution matters, and today only happens when all three come together. To the Commonwealth and the Catalyst teams, thank you. You carried this project through delays, setbacks, regulatory hurdles, and market shifts. You did not stop. You did not waver. You kept refining the project, kept improving it. Today, all of that work is validated. To the new team members joining us as we move into construction and operations, welcome. We have an exciting journey ahead. Commonwealth proves that major energy projects can still be permitted, financed, and launched in America. It strengthens Louisiana, supports American workers, serves our customers, and expands the role of U.S. energy in the world. Now, let's build it. And to carry that perspective forward, it's my honor to welcome a leader from Louisiana's esteemed congressional delegation. She's a real fighter and a great leader, here today to speak to what projects like Commonwealth mean for Louisiana jobs, American energy security, and our country's competitiveness. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Julia Landry.
Thank you so much. It is such an honor to be here with all of you in Southwest Louisiana to celebrate an American energy renaissance led by the great state of Louisiana. Thank you so much to Commonwealth LNG for investing in our communities and workers. This is such a special occasion, and I'm so thrilled to be here to celebrate a new LNG terminal that will further cement Louisiana as a leader in energy production. Thank you so much for distinguished guests, including Governor Landry, Secretary Boudreaux, local officials, and U.S. Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright. These leaders know how important oil and gas is to our economy and security. Governor Landry and his team have worked tirelessly to empower energy production, grow our economy, and create jobs. Announcements like these are the fruit of their labor for a more prosperous Louisiana. And Secretary Wright, we are so happy to have you down here in South Louisiana, right here by the Gulf of America. And I want to thank you, Mr. Secretary, for dedicating your life's work to American energy dominance. Under your leadership, we are undoubtedly moving in the right direction, and today is proof of that. You are responsible for implementing policies that create moments like this. Thank you for your work. Job well done. The Trump administration is winning for this region and our entire state. Look no further than the growth of LNG production. President Trump's policies actually encourage the wise use of our natural resources. In contrast to President Biden's policies that LNG production report. Those harmful policies targeted Louisiana and set back its proud American industries. But under President Trump, our recovery is well on the way. And in just over a year, we are already winning again and producing the results to the American people. I'm proud to be a voice for this industry in Congress. Under President Trump's leadership, I've worked with this administration to expand oil and gas leases, slash working the regulations, and fast-track permitting for LNG facilities. We know how to do energy the best right here in Louisiana. And that's why announcements like these are so important. They signal that brighter days are ahead. Days where we don't demonize our industries, but celebrate them. Days where we don't regulate our job creators to death, but instead empower them to grow, expand, and employ our people. And days defined by the positive spirit and resiliency of Louisianans who stand ready to contribute to the growing energy economy. Thank you for everyone who came out today and for having me here to celebrate. I'll always be a strong partner for Louisiana Energy. And now it is my distinct honor to introduce the man who needs no introduction, the greatest governor Louisiana has ever had, our own governor, Jeff Landry.
How are y'all today? Oh my God, I love it. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It really is. You know, Ben, to the Commonwealth folks, welcome to Louisiana. And of course, Chris, I mean, I think we're going to just get you a citizenship in Louisiana. This marks, I can't even count how many times you've been to Louisiana. We greatly appreciate you. We think that the president has assembled the greatest cabinet in the history of the country, and certainly you have done an unbelievable job in the Department of Energy. To our great Congressman, hopefully soon to be Senator Judith Ludlow, Susan Bourgeois, Dustin Davis, our team here. You know, I think Ben, what Ben was trying to sum up as he was talking was basically summed up by Ronald Reagan when he said, "There's no measure to greatness that a man can achieve if he doesn't care who gets the credit." And I can tell you that this project is a great example of that, because you can't point to one particular person who's making it possible, but you can certainly point to a lot of different people who have worked tirelessly to make this project happen. I'm going to tell you, we've got a lot of projects here in Louisiana. This one was fun, Ben. Might not have been fun for y'all. It's not fun for me. I love when people call me and give me a problem. My wife will tell you, I'm just addicted to trying to fix problems. But you know, today is just a great milestone, not only for Louisiana, but for the country and for America's energy future, which is why Chris is here. This is what gets him excited. You know, when you think of, I want you to know that a lot of people don't understand why Chris Wright is so passionate about these types of projects. But if you go back and you see where he began, which is in the shale world, which he began when everybody else had discounted American energy, when everybody else said we had peak oil, when everybody said America is done as an energy dominant. It was people like Chris Wright and many of you all who work in that sector who didn't believe that. And this is proof of it. Commonwealth LNG is investing $13 billion right here in Louisiana to build a world-class LNG exporter. And I got to tell you, it is, today does a number of things. Number one, it cements America in being number one in exporting LNG around the world. But more importantly, what I love, I told Chris this, if Louisiana was a country, we'd be number one. Okay? So America is only number one because of Louisiana. And also, of course, this also helps us get today's announcement. I'm so excited because I've been saying that we would have $100 billion worth of investment over the last 28 months since I became governor. I kept saying it's going to hit 100, we're going to hit 100. And I called Ben, when are you going to do it? But because this is the project. This project takes Louisiana to $100 billion of private investment. It's important because projects like this one, this particular one, is going to support 2,000 construction jobs, 300 permanent jobs, 300 permanent jobs that have an average salary of over $100,000 a year. And let me tell you what they do for people in Louisiana. If you have been in Louisiana through all of the hurricanes, through bad governors, through poor roads, through horrible tax policy, through just basically you stuck it out when everybody else wrote Louisiana off, I'm telling you, you're winning now. Because right now, over the last 5 years, Louisiana's average gross salary for a worker was about $51,000. What I'm telling you is that today, these 300 permanent jobs double the average yearly salary of workers here in Louisiana. And that means the world does better. Now, this doesn't happen by accident. It happens because when I came in, we came in with one mission: to make it clear that in Louisiana, we value capitalism over socialism. We reward success instead of punishing it. We compete, but we don't complain. And we understand that growing jobs is more important than growing the government. And Louisiana is proving that when the government gets out of the way and we cut taxes, improve education, improve public safety, and basically what that does is create great opportunity. And that's why y'all are here today. We're also not sitting around debating about the future. We're building it by basically treating people and companies with respect. And you know what, Ben? Companies like you all are responding, and I thank you again for that. The message is clear. Louisiana is absolutely open for business. And today marks a great day that says Louisiana is leading in America's energy resurgence. We know that the world needs reliable, affordable energy, and we're uniquely positioned to give that to the world. That creates global security. That creates global stability. I mean, like, how many people get up and say, you know what? Can we just have some peace on this earth? Seriously, like, come on. How many of y'all get up there and say, yeah? What y'all are doing today, when this project is complete, when those exports go out of this patch, every one that goes out is a brick that builds global security and global peace. So again, I want to thank the Commonwealth family. I want to thank all the workers who are here today. We want to welcome everyone to Louisiana and know that Louisiana is finally proving that when opportunity calls, we can answer. And you know what? Our future is bright, and it's only getting brighter. God bless you. God bless Louisiana. Thank you. How much y'all giving it seriously? Like, this guy's one of the most important guys, one of the most important people in the country right now. How about we give it up to Secretary Chris Wright? I love that governor. I love Governor Landry. He works 7 days a week relentlessly for this state and the people of Louisiana. Not for himself. He doesn't promote his brand. He's not focused on that. He loves this state. He loves his people. And he is relentless. You don't want to be on the wrong side of Governor Landry if you've got an idea that he thinks isn't good for Louisiana. But he's pro-business, he's pro-capitalism, he's pro-opportunity. So if you have a business, you have an idea, you want to expand and grow your business, your life, your nonprofit, they're the best partner you could ever have. As I stand here and I look at that banner waving behind me, what does that flag mean? That flag means freedom and opportunity. And freedom isn't free. Our founding fathers gave their lives, their time, their treasure, and their good name to not quit overmatched in a war to birth our nation based on the principles of freedom and opportunity. You know what else means freedom and opportunity? It's energy. If you don't have energy in a society, your opportunities, your freedom to grow your income or travel or see your family or even keep your house warm and your lights on are constricted. More energy means more freedom and opportunity. And energy freedom has also been a battle. Amazingly, it has been a political battle in the United States. On one side is freedom and opportunity. And on another side is sort of an ill-informed arrogance that has no problem trampling on freedom and opportunity for Americans and for American businesses. Commonwealth LNG, Bendel and his partners worked for years, raised the money, raised the capital, had the vision to envision this project. They would take American natural gas, of which they are also major producers, and they would spend over $10 billion to deliver that gas around the world to the benefit of Louisiana, our country, and the people who consume it. The previous administration almost killed their project. In fact, tried hard. It was on the threshold of killing this project because they decided, well, let's think about it. Natural gas is the fastest growing energy source on the planet. The oil's still bigger in total market share than natural gas, but natural gas is growing more than twice as fast as oil. And we don't know how fast the demand for natural gas can grow because it's limited by infrastructure. We build a new pipeline, the gas is all spoken for. You build a bigger pipeline, that gas finds a home. Natural gas is cheap
affordable, reliable, incredibly flexible, but you got to build infrastructure to move it. We think of natural gas, it's our biggest source of electricity, our biggest source of home heating. It's our dominant industrial fuel. How do we make steel and cement and petrochemicals in the United States? Natural gas. How do we make fertilizer? Natural gas. It is the fuel that does everything. So Commonwealth LNG had a vision. They bought money to produce natural gas and grow U.S. natural gas production to build this facility. And the last administration said, no, we're going to pause. We're not going to permit any more LNG export terminals. We're going to take the fastest growing United States export and just say, I think we don't like it. I think we don't like it. And all you countries in the world that want to get more energy from the United States and raise your standard of living and lower your electricity prices, never mind. Right now, it's politically not popular to be in favor of this. So we're going to make up a reason. We're going to stop your ability, Harris, Commonwealth, Louisiana. We're going to stop your ability to grow what you're doing. They actually wrote a report in the Department of Energy to study the climate impacts of natural gas, so that they can justify why they wanted to kill freedom and opportunity. The secret, the report they produced said the opposite. The more LNG we export to the United States, the lower global greenhouse gas emissions are. That's what the report concluded. They didn't like that. They buried that report. We found it was still there. 2 months later, they announced a pause on LNG exports and that they would initiate a report. Then they took the big report and just found the two unlikely scenarios under which it would incrementally do something, and they used that to justify standing in the way of freedom and prosperity for Louisiana, for America, and for the world. Because you can't make this stuff up when it's real. Someone else who's lived his life in the principles of that flag waving of freedom and opportunity and boldness and courage, because there's always obstacles to freedom and opportunity, is President Trump. He lived a life as a businessman. He enjoyed the fruits of freedom and opportunity, and he saw them come under threat in this country. The Obama administration was the first administration to really have an all of government thing. We gotta squelch these fossil fuels. We gotta squelch hydrocarbons because big money donors and some people don't like them. They think they're ending the world. Believe me, 20 years I've been in the climate discussion, dialogue, data debate. Nothing in climate change data is a crisis or alarming. It's a real, slow-moving physical phenomenon. Technology will solve this problem in the long run. It isn't even remotely close to the world's biggest problem. But it's been the politicians' biggest battering ram to drive through big government, top-down opportunity and freedom squelching ideas. They weaponized it for that. That's what drove President Trump to run for president. He ran for president in 2016, an outsider, and won. But what happened? And took over our government. What happened in 2016 and 2017? That's when the United States started to export oil for the first time in my lifetime. That's when the United States started to export liquefied natural gas. And what happened in that first Trump term was just enormous growth in American oil production, American natural gas production, and our exports to the world. And they came under assault again, as I discussed during the Biden administration, oil production, gas production. But let me give some numbers and then I'll end. I went to college to work on nuclear energy. I worked in solar energy in graduate school and geothermal energy decades ago. I don't come from an oil and gas background. I just come from an energy matters. Energy impacts people's lives. It is the road to freedom and opportunity. So when I was born, about 85% of global energy came from oil, gas, and coal. Well, I was born a long time ago. Today, as I stand here today, a little less than 85% of all global energy comes from oil, gas, or coal. Not even the market share has changed. Oil's grown about 1% compound annual growth rate, coal's grown at 2%, gas has grown at 3%. You extrapolate a few decades ahead, natural gas almost certainly will be the largest primary energy source on the planet. The United States is by far and away the largest producer of natural gas in the world. In fact, if you look at just natural gas, we're equal to Russia, China, and Iran, the next three biggest producers. This is America. This is what a society has free and gives opportunity to its people and doesn't stand in the way. We have an incredibly bright future. This is not only fantastic for Americans, but I will tell you, those that are here and involved with this project, the world is counting on your success. Everyone else in the world wants to live free, wealthy, healthy, opportunity-rich lives like Americans. The only way to get there is massively more energy in the world. Rest assured that the Trump administration is all in. You're going to do it, but we're going to get the barriers out of your way and enable you to do it. But it will not happen without investors taking risks, without politicians bucking the tide and calling a fact, and with a bunch of committed people in this. You are going to change the trajectory of Louisiana. You're going to change the trajectory of the United States, and you're going to better the lives of 8 billion people. And for that, I send you President Trump's thanks, heartfelt congratulations. God bless you and thank you from me. And God bless Louisiana and the United States of America.